everybody. Today we are going to deal with a very interesting question. We have all read some very interesting fiction novels in the 21st century. For example, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Lord of the Rings, and so on and so forth. But have you ever wondered, is fiction really fiction? Can an idea be conjured truly within the human brain without it having any type of relation whatsoever with experience, inspiration, or reality? In today's episode of NerdCaps, we are going to talk about, can creativity be measured? When we talk about measuring creativity, we first need to understand what we mean by an idea. What is an idea? An idea is a new way to do the same thing. An idea is a restructuring of the components of something old, which we perceive as new. But what areas of our brain control creativity? Basically, there are three neural networks which make up our presence. The attention control network, which controls what we pay attention at. For example, I want to focus on my studying, or I want to focus on making a video, then the attention control mechanism is involved in that. Then comes the imagination mechanism, which is really interesting by our video topic. But the imagination network helps us imagine future, past, or whatever we wish to imagine. And the third network, which is the attention flexibility network, helps us to migrate from one attention span to the other. For example, I might be writing my story and suddenly something happens. Instantly my attention is diverted over there. What does this show? This shows that attention can be shifted from one thing to the other. And this network is what makes it possible. Together, all these systems make up our sensation of ourselves. But discussing the neural networks and all is not really a good way to measure creativity. It would also be helpful to measure where we get the most ideas. Most people get ideas when they are not thinking about getting ideas. I know, ironic, right? But most people usually get their ideas when they are just walking, or alone, or taking a shower, or just sitting down, reading a book, doing something non-specific. You never actually do get ideas when you know you want an idea. They just come, don't they? But what part of the brain is responsible for thinking about solutions to problems? I mean, when you are doing such seemingly unimportant things like showering, walking, sitting down and reading a book, what part of your brain is actually thinking for a solution to a problem which is not in your conscious memory at the moment? The answer is the frontal lobes of the brain. Basically, when you are doing a non-specific activity, these frontal lobes go into a sort of sleep mode, where they analyze all the information that you have been thinking about throughout the day and try to piece them together in different ways. And that is why we come up with some of the best ideas while doing non-specific things. It is because our frontal lobes have the time to relax only when we are doing non-specific things. So the more you let your mind wander, the more ideas you have. For example, I have always observed that I get good ideas for making videos while I'm studying. So why does this happen? This happens because studying is a non-specific activity for my frontal lobes. That is why my brain wanders. And I try to control it. I try to control it hard. But does that truly explain the nature of creativity? But another thing to wonder is why humans have the power to imagine. Why do we have the power to create random scenarios in our mind and think about what will happen if we are in them? The answer is evolution. Basically, nature wants us to test for ourselves what we will do when we fall into bad situations. And that is why we have dreams, and that is why we have imagination, and that is why we can anticipate events and we can decide what to do if we are caught in one event. That is why shows like Man vs. Wild do so well. Why does Man vs. Wild do so well? It is because Bear Grylls puts himself in locations which you might not encounter in your whole life, but you have to be prepared, right? I mean, what if my plane crashes in the Sahara Desert? Then what I will watch in Man vs. Wild will help me survive. That is basically what imagination is for. You have to be able to foresee what you will do in certain situations in order to be a successful species. And humans are the best example for this. So what is creativity? Creativity is basically getting ideas faster. Being able to connect two things together and make something new, make something what you want. So creativity, is it God gifted? Is it something only certain people are good at and certain people are not good at? The answer is no. Actually, everybody is gifted with creativity, and there is nothing like a more creative person and a less creative person when we are all babies. Creativity is something which is made, something which is fashioned, something which has to be polished. The more you test your brain, the more your brain becomes more efficient at analyzing information. You have to let your brain wander more. So the human brain is a remarkable piece of evolution. We should learn to respect. And the next time your mind wanders, remember, you just might have a great idea.